I'm gonna record a little video to walk you through the process that you're gonna do when you do your samples on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. So hopefully you get to see this, and if not, then it's okay. I'll be there to help you. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna notice is that we have a 37-degree shaking incubator, and it's gonna have two different cultures growing in it. Okay, so it'll have a flask which has got batch A and a flask that's batch B. Okay, so they're going to be shaking. Remember, you don't have to do both batches. When you signed up on the sign-up sheet, you either picked A or B. Some of you signed up for both, but not all of you did. So you only have to do the one that you signed up for. Okay, so I want you to make sure that these are swirled up because the E. coli will settle to the bottom. So make sure that they're swirled. And then take 100 microliter sample out using a pipette and put it into these cuvettes. Okay, so these little squares that are going to go in the spectrophotometer are called cuvettes. Okay, so it takes about 1,000 microliters. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take it out and put it into the cuvette. Okay, so put your flask back in the shaker after you do that. Okay, so that they keep growing and stay at that temperature. We want to keep the amount of time that they're out of the shaker to a minimum. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the spectrophotometer, and ours is black. Okay, and you're going to take a cuvette. Okay, that's got just plain old nutrient broth in it. It doesn't have anything growing in it, and you're going to zero the speck. And I think it says blank the speck. Okay, so you just push blank, okay, after you put the cuvette in, and that sets it to 0. Okay, and it should just say 0 on the screen. And then you're going to take your sample with your E. coli and put it in the speck, and determine that you're going to get a number on the display, and that's the optical density. So optical density is OD. So you're going to get the optical density, and then you're going to record that on the batch record. Okay, so if your OD is too high, if it's greater than 2, you're going to need to dilute the E. coli. And I'll help you with that. I'll be around when that happens. Okay, now, second step. Okay, so first thing you did was you figured out the optical density. The second step is doing the pH. So doing the pH, you're just going to use pH paper. No big deal. So you're going to use pH paper, you're going to dip it into your cuvette, and then you match the colors, just like we did when we did the yogurt. Match the colors and record that on the batch record. Okay, now we're going to keep moving along here. So the third part is actually doing the serial dilution. Okay, so the third part, what we're going to do, okay, so you'll have a cuvette, and put what you can do, because you want to make sure everything stays mixed up. What you're going to want to do is maybe take a little square of parafilm, and you can kind of seal up the top of it. So you can just kind of put a little piece of parafilm on there so you can mix it. Okay, so remember you have your tubes. Okay, so we made these on Thursday, and they're in the refrigerator. They'll be out. Okay, and you don't have to use your tubes. You can use somebody else's tubes. We made plenty of them. We have a bunch of them. Okay, so each tube, when we made it, we put 900 microliters of broth in them. So we have one that's 10 to the first, okay, 10 to the second, 10 to the third, 10 to the fourth, 10 to the fifth, and 10 to the sixth. Okay, so let's say we're just doing batch A. So you're going to take your pipette, and you're going to take 100 microliters out of batch A, okay, and you're going to put it into the 10 to the first, okay, or the one that just says 10. Okay, that's going to give you a 1 to 10 dilution. Okay, so you're going to get rid of the tip, you're going to close it, you're going to shake it up, and then you're going to take 100 microliters out, and you're going to put it in the 10 to the 2. Okay, so close it, get rid of the tip, take 100 out, and you're going to put it in the 10 to the third. Okay, shake it, get rid of the tip, change the tip. Okay, then you're going to take 100 out, put it in 10 to the 4th. Okay, and so on. So you keep taking 100 out, changing the tip every time. The reason you're changing the tip is this is the most concentrated. Okay, this one's the most concentrated. We want to, oh look, I have a pointer. Let me find the pointer. We can use the magic little pointer here. This is funny. Okay, we can use the magic pointer. Okay, my lightsaber. So this is going to be the most concentrated. Okay, we want to change the tip so that we have an accurate reflection of the dilution on down the line. Isn't this silly, like my lightsaber? Okay, so then what you're going to do, okay, so if you look at it, so this will be 1, this one will be 1 to 10, this one will be 1 to 100, this will be 1 to 1,000, this one will be 1 to 10,000, and on down the line. Okay, so this one would be 1 to 100,000 and 1 to 1,000,000. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the last 4 of these. Okay, you're going to take the last 4. Okay, and we're going to put them on the plates. Okay, so you're going to take, let me see if I can erase this. So I know I can, just have to figure out how to do it. Whoop, nope, not that. Okay. Oh, well, it's okay. We'll just do it like this. Okay, so you're going to take these last 4. Okay, so the 10 to the 3rd, the 10 to the 4th, the 10 to the 5th, and 10 to the 6th. Okay, you're going to take, well, you need to label your plates. Okay, so you're going to label your plates with your time point. Okay, what batch you have, like whether it's A or B. Okay, and then 10 to the 3rd, 10 to the 4th, 10 to the 5th, or 10 to the 6th. So you're going to have 1 plate for 10 to the 3rd, 1 for 10 to the 4th, 1 for 10 to the 5th, and 1 to 10 to the 6th. Okay, so 10 to the 3rd, 10 to the 4th, 10 to the 5th, and 10 to the 6th. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take another pipette with a fresh tip, and you're going to take 200 microliters out and put it on your plate. Okay, then you're going to change tips. Okay, take 200 microliters out of the 10 to the 4th and put it on the 10 to the 4th plate. You're going to do 10 to the 5th. You can take 200 microliters out of there and put it onto that plate. Okay, and then same thing for this. So 200 microliters on each one. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a sterile loop. Okay, we have these little blue ones. Okay, and you're going to get it all the way across each plate. Okay, in theory, if you start with the 10 to the 6th, you can use the same loop, right? Because this is the least concentrated, so you can use the same loop and work your way backwards. Does that make sense? So then these plates are going to go into the incubator. We'll have some boxes that are going to go into the incubator upside down. And that's it. Okay, I'll be there if you have questions.